Then we're going to talk about a little bit more of mindset. Health and well-being is big now in the UK. It seems to have taken off big time. It's not just all about fitness now and moving your body and eating food. This is much more about the whole self. And the mind is so powerful. I think we're getting the picture of that, but it's sometimes, it takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to talk today. I think this is extremely important, especially for women of our age. Good morning, Janet. To really think and go within. So if we go within, we can find all sorts of things in your mind that will help you create the better life. But women of our age seem to have it all going on. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of people to care for. There's a lot of stuff we have to do. We're running a job. We're running a home. We're feeding people. We're looking after people. We're caring for elderly people. And sometimes there's not enough space for you. But I do also believe that we're in a culture of not allowing ourselves to even give ourselves any time because we feel guilty, because we feel that we should be giving to others before we give to ourselves. So this is my message this morning, that we want to find some ways on how we can give ourselves some self-care, some self-love. Now, I'm not talking just about going to have a massage in the morning, or you're going to read a book or meditate. This is a little bit more going within. So this morning's little talk is about, let's see if I can do that. Yeah. Meeting ourselves with gentleness and kindness, because alongside this comes sometimes inner chatter that we are not good enough, or not slim enough, not fast enough, not good enough at cooking. We're rubbish parents. This many women have this inner chatter going on. So I'm addressing that this morning on ways that we can help ourselves to meet ourselves with gentleness and softness. So I believe that this is a piece that I've been bringing in, especially in the last week with our personal circumstances. I'm seeing a lot of compassion around me, which is a lovely feeling, but also an unusual feeling. I don't feel like we see enough compassion around us in normal circumstances, but when somebody passes, someone dies, you get that feeling of compassion all around you. But the rest of the time, it kind of isn't there. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. So first of all, we need to spend some time to check in with how we are speaking to ourselves in our own minds, because this is extremely powerful. Most people don't understand that they actually do speak to themselves. So first of all, let's just check in that you are doing that. Have you got an inner dialogue? Do you talk to yourself in your mind, or are you consciously aware that you do that? Many of us have stories that we build up in our mind that have come from childhood or beyond, that then create into these bigger stories, which then manifest within our minds, and then actually ultimately our bodies. There's lots of research to suggest that now, that what you think you are, what you think you become. So checking in with the way we're speaking to ourselves, and is it in a berating way? Is it in a criticizing way? What are the words that you're saying to yourself? So have a listen to your inner chatter. This is a big one. Why are we not giving ourselves permission to rest? What is this about? Again, this is like a belief, a culture where rest is if you're resting, you're lazy. If you're resting, you're not doing anything. You're unproductive. You're lazy, you're no good, you're rubbish, that kind of vibe. But actually, our body cannot get stronger, or our mind can't get stronger, without actually resting it first. We need to have that rest time and then that activity time. There's always two sides to everything in the body and the mind. So we want that balance between doing and not doing. And it's okay. I like to have it, obviously, science. I like science behind this stuff, but also, so it gives me reasons to do it. So the science is that, like I say, our body cannot heal without sufficient rest. And this does go alongside with sleep. So if we're not getting good sleep, our body is not clearing out our brains. That's a really big one that happens in the evening, in the night. Our bodies is not burning the fat correctly. It doesn't do anything, and that's just sleep. But there's rest as well. There's active, restful things that you can do during the day that means that you're not actually sleeping, but you are not doing. Okay, so what is it? In the past we used to have Sundays was the day of rest, but nowadays people just don't. And this is a mistake. This is where our bodies have become dysfunctional because we're not giving them enough rest. So resting without guilt to the level that you believe. So if you're someone who's a doer, I am this. This is me. Do. Don't not do, because then you're boring and lazy and not good. So I'm changing my mindset onto this, and I've now decided that Sunday afternoons is my time of nothing. Okay, doing nothing and just seeing how it feels, and without guilt. So it feels better for me just to give myself like an appointment to do it. Okay, I know that, but this is the first stage. And then, you know what? It feels really good. It feels so good. I feel so refreshed this morning because I had that afternoon off. I feel really like ready to go again. I'm motivated. I'm refreshed. I'm feeling more vibrant because of it. So all of those things can help me to continue with this rest without guilt. Replacing self-judgment with self-compassion. So again, this goes to what you're chatting to in your mind. If you've been brought up in a family that is quite judgmental, which some are, this can be difficult because you've learned those skills from your family, and they became, it's a generation. I believe it's a generational thing. I believe the generation below us are much less judgmental than even our generation and the one above. So where does this judgment come from? It comes from people telling you how you should live your life in whatever form. So it could have been newspaper, it could have been parents, it could have been all around you in the environment, telling you how to live your life, what to do, how you should do. And if you don't, you're no good. So have a think about any areas in your mind that you have judgment over. And this week, if you hear yourself saying it, try to question it. This is all about mindfulness, this is quite mindfulness. It's just really going within and questioning. Why not question? Why are you judging XYZ for XYZ? And why? Where has that come from? And is there a way that you can look at it in a different way? Also, that self-judgment of yourself. So if the judgments of yourself have come from outside sources, if you're judging someone else, it's very likely that you're judging yourself as well. So find the self-compassion, switch that to a softness, a calmness, switch the dialogue, if you like. It's a bit heavy, isn't it, for a Monday morning? Ask also a little question to yourself. Sit down, close your eyes and go, how am I today? Now, you could do this physical, so you could go, actually, my arms, shoulders hurting today, and my headache and blah, blah, blah. But let's go beyond that. Let's go within, go into your mind and check in with any emotions that you are feeling. Because usually it's the emotions we're feeling. And where the emotion is, there's always a thought in front of that. So you've thought something and it's giving you an emotion. So you've thought, I've got X, Y, Z to do. And then the emotion is, oh my God, I feel stressed and I'm busy and I'm feeling sort of fight or flighty. Yeah. You might feel, what is it? How are you feeling? So I like to score myself 1 to 10. 10 is where I'm feeling absolutely amazing. I feel great in my body, in my mind, and everything's great. And 1 is where I'm completely low, and that's not good for me. So score yourself on how are you today? How are you? And also this, I was thinking, giving compassion out, you kind of get it back yourself. So, if you see someone today that you regularly see, why don't you say to them, and how are you today? And then pause. Because again, I don't think that's said enough. And I don't think people are being asked that enough. And when you say it out, you kind of go within and feel it for yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? So try and let go of the things that are not serving us with kindness. So what is around you? Who this sometimes is people that are around you that are not serving you with kindness, but you have to have them around you for whatever reason. Question if you can, sort of get away from them. Because do you get those people in your life who are mood hoovers, or they're just really negative Nellies? So what is that? Is it kind to you? This is the point. Is kindness towards you? If it's not serving you, get rid of it. You know, if you're looking in the this one, look in the fridge and check out the foods that are not serving you with kindness. And yet, when you eat those foods, are they kind? Do you feel good and kind after it? There's an example. Move through our days with softness and self-awareness. So all the time, this is a new feeling for many of us. If we're in a rush mode, I'm not even taking the time to spend the awareness. Are you aware of what's happening right now? You know, sit here in your room, and what's the feeling of the temperature in the room? What's the smells that you can smell? What can you see around you? What's the light shining through the window? This is all sort of being in the present moment, because this is the only time we actually know, isn't it? Right now. Offering ourselves forgiveness. Is there anything in your mind that's niggling away at you and has done maybe for days, years, months, whatever, that's niggling, that you could actually let go and forgive yourself for it? Maybe you're just berating yourself for something that actually doesn't need anything more than you to give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some forgiveness, or whatever that might be, and then let go, because you can't move forward until that's gone away. So we want to find that acceptance and forgiveness, and then we can move into those higher levels of consciousness, which every day then we feel much more present and timely with ourselves, and calmer, peaceful, kind. And then tap into the things that calm your nervous system. What are those things that work for you? Now, we do a lot of these in our classes, in Pilates particularly. So breath work works an absolute treat. Some people like to do tapping and just affirmation work. Some people like, stretching really, really works. Stretching out the fascial system, which again, we do a lot. Dancing, moving your body generally can calm your nervous system. Thinking nicer thoughts, being kinder to yourself. These are all things that we have like a little toolbox, and some things work for some people, some don't for other people. So you've got to trial and error these things and then find the one. So I like to listen to an audio book. That really helps me, and I love it, and I look forward to it. The actual act of looking forward to listening to it can make a big difference as well. Maybe you want to do a gratitude list. That can also help to calm the nervous system. So I hope that kind of opened your eyes a bit there to go in within, looking at what our mind is doing as well as our bodies,